We're going to see Batman and Superman's kids, and we'll realize that they don't get along as well as their dads. So go ahead and leave your like, and let's start with the video. This movie begins on Krypton, when Superman was just a baby, and his parents decided to send him to Earth to prevent him from perishing due to the imminent destruction of their planet. When the little one sets off, he's not alone, because an alien parasite in the shape of a starfish escapes from his father's laboratory and attaches itself to the baby's spacecraft, also making its way to Earth. However, before reaching its destination, it falls off the shuttle and wanders through the galaxy. Meanwhile, Superman's probe lands in a small town in America, where he is adopted by a kind-hearted farming couple who name him Clark. As the kid grows up, he discovers his superpowers and transforms into Superman. Unfortunately, his adoptive parents pass away, and as an adult, he meets Batman. Together, they fight crime while he pursues a career as a journalist and falls in love with one of his colleagues, whom he marries and has a son named Jonathan. They raise him in their town, and over the years, Jonathan becomes a shy young man who suffers from his father's absence, as he rarely ever sees him. That's why every time Clark comes home, Jonathan welcomes him with great happiness, and they spend time working and playing on the farm to make the most of their time together. At night, they have conversations where the kid tells his dad how much he misses him because he always disappears out of nowhere and is never home, revealing that Jonathan knows nothing about Superman's true identity since Clark doesn't trust him yet. You should be ashamed of yourself. Suddenly, the conversation is interrupted by a strange object that appears in the sky. Clark makes an excuse and, transformed into Superman, goes to investigate what is happening. Upon arrival, the hero in red underwear notices that the object is the watchtower of the Justice League, which was hit by an apparent meteorite. For this reason, he checks that everyone is okay and repairs the satellite, but then he has to go and stop a tsunami. Meanwhile, inside the watchtower, Green Arrow patrols the tower to inspect the damages when suddenly he is attacked by a mysterious creature. Back on Earth, Jonathan eagerly waits for Clark to come to his baseball game, but his dad never shows up, and he misses the game. On top of that, the kid is terrible at batting, so everyone makes fun of him for being a loser. Great job, loser. Jonathan returns crying to the farm, where in a fit of anger, he destroys a huge tank with his laser vision, awakening his superpowers for the first time. Upon learning this, Clark decides to talk to him and reveals the truth, confessing that he is Superman and comes from an alien planet. Jonathan becomes very happy with the news because he now knows he has superpowers and can become a great hero like his dad. He even takes on the name Superboy. Likewise, Superman takes his son to meet Batman to assess his condition. Batman receives them in the Batcave for analysis. Here, Jonathan not only meets the Dark Knight, but also encounters Batman's son, who is a troubled young man named Damian, who also happens to be Robin. Later, Batman analyzes Jonathan and explains to Superman that he doesn't know if the kid will develop more powers, as it seems he needs to be in traumatic situations to awaken his abilities. That's when we realize that Damian is malicious because he does everything possible to put Jonathan through traumatic moments. Who is this boy? Jonathan is a big fan of Batman, so he tries to befriend Robin. However, Damian is very annoying and completely ignores him. The ill-mannered, stupid brat. Moreover, we start to realize that Damian is always causing problems since he gets kicked out of the Teen Titans team right at that moment. I would be embarrassed if I were his mother. On the other hand, Superman informs Batman about what happened at the Justice League Watchtower. They communicate with the Watchtower, and Krina Robles mentions that there is no problem. However, as the superhero duo suspects that something strange is happening, Superman leaves his son at home and heads with Batman to the space satellite. When they arrive at the tower, they are attacked by Manhunter, who releases a creature from his mouth similar to the one that escaped from Krypton. The creature successfully controls Batman and Superman because these disgusting parasites have the ability to possess people. To make matters worse, the Dark Knight returns to the Batcave with the alien starfish on his head, attempting to infect Damian. Robin tries to defend himself, but is captured by his possessed father, who throws him off a cliff. Then Batman communicates with Superman and informs him that they have already taken over half of the Earth, revealing that the world will soon be in great danger. I'm scared. I'm really scared, I'm afraid. Moments later, Batman leaves, and we see that Damian not only survived the fall, but also managed to keep a piece of the creatures. Then, the young man accesses the computer and discovers that all the heroes were also manipulated. Jonathan, as a result, has no choice but to team up with Damian. They go to pick up Jonathan from school, where he is fighting a school bully and easily defeats him when his super strength emerges. When Damian Damian arrives at the school, he informs Superman's son about what happened, and they join forces to save their parents' butts and destroy the evil aliens. In this way, the young heroes travel to Superman's fortress, and upon entering, they are attacked by Superman's powerful dog, who believes they are enemies. During the chase, they come across a secret room where Superman's hologram appears, stopping the dog and explaining that Jonathan is Superman's son. The digital figure also mentions that he is an artificial incarnation of Superman's father and tells the kids that he is guarding the Kryptonian Wikipedia, which contains the knowledge crystals with information from the entire universe collected by Kryptonians. Upon hearing this, Damian asks the Traveler to analyze the part of the creature that he took from Batman, and they discover that it is a spore of an alien called Starro. Starro produces millions of replicas to control other living beings and absorb the life force of their planets. The young superheroes also learn that these parasites function as a hive, so they must eliminate this threat that wants to eradicate all their replicas. Thanks to the information from the hologram, the young heroes deduce that the despicable someone is in the Justice League watchtower. They travel to the satellite to give them what they deserve. However, things get complicated when they are trapped upon entering. A group of possessed heroes seeks to defeat them. Just when they are about to be crushed, Jonathan's invulnerability manifests, and they are saved from the heroes' attack. Afterward, the young heroes become friends and work together to fight against the possessed heroes. Jonathan receives a message from his mom, informing him that Starro's weakness is heat. Jonathan's mom, being a journalist, had discovered the truth and visited Lex Luthor to warn the public about the alien threat. However, during the broadcast, it is revealed that Lex Luthor is possessed by Starro and orders the other spores to take control of the people. Jonathan's mom takes advantage of the communication to send him the message, knowing that the transmission is being broadcasted from the space satellite. Upon learning about Starro's weakness, Jonathan uses his heat vision to defeat the possessed heroes by roasting the spores on their faces. They then proceed to confront Starro, but they are attacked by the possessed versions of Batman and Superman, leading to a super battle between parents and children. The young heroes receive a beating from their possessed parents, but they come up with a plan to defeat them. In their plan, they defeat Batman and remove his kryptonite ring, which Damian then uses to incapacitate Superman. Jonathan uses his super strength to knock Batman unconscious. Just as they think they have the upper hand, Starro appears, and Jonathan attacks him with his heat vision. However, it has no effect on the massive creature. The young heroes change their plan and decide to destroy the tower by sending it out of orbit, hoping that Starro will be burned with it. They evacuate all the heroes back to Earth and make the ultimate sacrifice to destroy the watchtower. During their attempt, they are attacked once again by Starro, who captures Damian with the intention of devouring him. But as the tower begins to ignite upon re-entry into the atmosphere, the villainous monster is consumed by the flames. This causes the spores to be destroyed, freeing all the possessed individuals, including the heroes. However, not everything is completely happy, as the young heroes are unable to restore the tower's orbit and are destined to crash into the Earth. Fortunately, Superman regains his consciousness and stops the satellite, saving the young heroes and bringing them back to Earth. The young heroes are hailed as true heroes and are reunited with their parents, whom they embrace tightly. Tears start to flow, however. The emotional moment is ruined because Starro survives the fire and seeks revenge against them. But once again, they outsmart him as Superman grabs him with his tentacles and throws him to his son to be hit like a baseball. Then, Jonathan uproots a tree and smacks the disgusting creature, sending it flying into space. Later on, we see Damian being begged to join the Teen Titans, and we also see that he has become great friends with Jonathan, to the point of playing baseball together. He may be a monster, but he has a good voice, and in the end, they agree that they make a good team and decide to call themselves the Super Sons from now on. And so, this chapter concludes. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more interesting movies.